All right, Memorial Day weekend is here, and of course, it's a time to acknowledge the sacrifices made by so many men and women in our armed forces over the decades. Lots and lots of parades, especially across Connecticut, which seems to be a parade-loving state. But we want to tell you about one of the biggest, one of the oldest, and one of the most respected in Old Saybrook tomorrow. Joining us is Max Saybrook of the Old Saybrook Fire Department and Sergeant Jerry Gill of the National Guard to talk about tomorrow's events. Gentlemen, thank you for hanging around and talking to us in our second hour here. First of all, let's talk about, Max, what you have here.
Well, we are connected to Wreaths Across America that was nice enough to send 7 wreaths to cover some grave sites tomorrow from 5 for each branch of service. And it just, we embrace their slogan of, remember the fallen, honor those who are serving with their families, and teach the children the price of freedom, which is, we can't take for granted.
A couple years ago, my young sons took part in a Cub Scout event where they went and they placed flags on the graves of veterans, and I could just see in their eyes that brought it home. Yeah. It sort of took away a lot of it's kind of it's hard to wrap a kid's head around.
Sure.
But that right there is what made it happen, and you can use this day and use these events to do exactly that with young people.
Absolutely, and that's the thing of knowing the history, knowing the price of freedom. It's peace through strength, and this is the greatest nation, and it was because of the veterans, and we embrace it. The town comes out and supports and honors those who have fallen to give us our freedom.
Sergeant Gill, do you find that when you talk to young people about what we're talking about here, that it does register with them, that they can connect with it, even though it may be years and years in the past?
To be honest with you on that, it touches close to home. I got 2 children. They come out to the parade. They salute. They know what it's all about. And I think it's important that we share that with our children these days and make sure that everybody knows what we're doing and why we're doing it.
Yeah, it is. We talked in the first hour about how it's in some ways to look at it kind of a paradox between the happy, start of summer aspect of Memorial Day and the more somber reason that the holiday exists at all. Coming to this parade and kind of being made aware of these things is a good way to sort of put those two things together.
Puts in perspective of seeing so we have a World War II vehicles coming down, we have a World War II plane flying over. It's historic, and it's we can never forget it, and never. I mean, if it wasn't, it has to be reiterated to the children, especially knowing the history.
What will be the job of a men in uniform like yourself today in the parade?
A lot of them will be in honor guards and marching in the parades, different parades and so forth. In our parade, we have veterans that will be marching and standing proud for us. All
right, and we don't want to just plug the Old Saybrook Parade. We want to mention that there's, as I said earlier, lots of parades going on. So get out. It's a great community thing to do, and as we said, it's a great thing for the kids to start understanding what has taken place in the past. The Memorial Day Parade at Old Saybrook is tomorrow, May 26th. It kicks off at 10 in the morning on Elm Street, and then we'll cross over Route 1 onto Main Street. And as we